blobs. So you really, you gotta,
Yeah, it's cutting off the
this.
forehead. There you
Okay.
go.
How about it?
Here you are, Jessica Lauren Woods.
Yes.
Figuring out how to do it. Who's gonna go first?
I am, because I'm recording for comps. Okay.
Hold on. I'll pull this back. There we go.
Okay.
There were some sentences that you could have taken out altogether.
Okay. Like what?
Like what? Like, this part can be a little complicated at times, so I'll try to put it in the simplest terms I can.
Okay.
If you take out that sentence that not only adds words to your count that you then have room to play with, but the line itself sounds a little bit patronizing.
Okay.
Just a little bit, but like, because if you take it out and you just read it as it is without that line, it flows just as well.
Okay.
So, or like you say, not all witches are Wiccans, nor are all Wiccans witches, which is true, but like you then don't really go into detail about that itself, so don't mention that
Well, no,
unless you're going
the
to
following the following sentences are an explanation of that. It's a focus of Wiccan spirituality, and then like that comparison with the witch and the church was supposed to be that explanation.
I really enjoyed that. So I really
No, I like what follows it. It's just I think the line itself, that what follows it doesn't really go into how the two play together and the similarities and differences they have. You just sort of mentioned the differences, but not the similarities. It was more about the not all line, and plus that there are some that are, and you didn't go into that thing. So if you take out that line and you just explain the differences, it still works.
Okay.
That was the main big things.
For that sentence where you start off with "now there is," I think you should just get rid of "now" altogether and have it start off with like "there is."
Where is that?
It's first paragraph, second sentence.
Okay.
Oh, now there is a difference between Wicca and witchcraft.
And the sentence where you say, to make a little more sense of that, I think you should say that in the first paragraph again, right above where you start. Like,
To make a little more sense of that, a Wiccan would be like a churchgoer.
Yep, I see.
that one, I would change the make a little more sense of that into clarify.
Okay.
Just because I felt like that part was a little wordy.
Well, if you put a comma after it, I think that takes care of it. Because before, it just says to make a little more sense of that, and then you pause. I would put a comma there. I like that line because it sounded like you instead of to clarify.
Okay.
But, you know, different views, you choose whatever you like ultimately.
And in the last paragraph, I think you just, when you were typing, you didn't notice it, but the first sentence, what Wiccans is harness, I think you meant to have do there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't even understand what that was trying to say.
Oh, it's supposed to be
Wiccans
do
harness.
is harness.
Oh,
That's what that's
okay.
supposed to
I
be.
absolutely loved the sentence. The spell casting is just putting the right energies into the world in hopes that they will come back to you. I absolutely love that.
Oh, yeah. I really like the line, no animal sacrifices, no blood worship, and no murders. That was very funny. I laughed.
Okay.
That was a good line.
When you say you're eclectic, just say what that means.
Okay.
You know what, either where the word comes from, what history, and like if there are millions of other different branches of it, then just say that. And then when you go into like all the earth energies and say how it's technical and stuff like that, you can like boggle us with terminology.
Okay.
Because I think that would give you credit
Oh, yeah,
and
I
make
like
you
that.
believable and stuff like that. And
Just make sure to explain the terminology.
yeah, like if you know your audience, like if they're other Wiccas, then like just go, they'll know. And then I was curious about like if you could tell if someone's a Wicca, or do they just look like everyday people? You know what I mean? Because like you can see priests and they always wear the
Maybe
but, like,
Collar things.
yeah, but, like tattoos or wearing.
Like I'm fairly obvious. I have a tattoo and then
Yeah, you got the star and stuff like that. So like, just little symbols things like that.
Oh yeah, it's I know like the symbol that also gets a bad rap.
Yeah.
So you could even do an entire blog post about
Yeah,
the
that's
symbol.
going to be a different one about like more into the history of it.
It's well when it's upside down, people don't know the difference though.
Yeah.
Is what I mean. Yeah. I mean, clearly some know the difference, but
Yeah.
not everyone. And I think that would be an entire good post, like just talking about like misconceptions about symbols.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's pretty much all.
There are more comments, but like I have it all right now.